What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today we're going to be doing another horror franchise ranking. As you've seen from the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be ranking the short but definitely worth mentioning franchise of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So there are 3 films currently in the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. I personally have heard rumors of, I believe, Amazon wanting to bring back a television show with James Wan being involved, but that was like a year or 2 ago the last time I heard anything about it. Haven't heard anything else. I, quite frankly, would love to see a new film, maybe bring back Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt, but you know what? I guess I can, wish all I want to. I haven't heard anything along those lines happening, but hey, who knows? If this new Scream film does well, you never know what you may get from a potential I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. So, speaking of, we're going to be talking about them today. Let's go ahead and jump right in. 3 films in the franchise. I'm going to rank them. Of course, we're going to start with number 3, the least effective. You know what? I'm not even going to be nice about this. The worst film in the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise will come as no shock to anyone, because anyone who is a fan of these films and saw this particular installment knows that it is an absolute pile of dog shit. Of course, I'm talking about the 3rd installment in the franchise, and final. No fucking wonder there. I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. This movie is total garbage. Hot garbage, trash, just wet, juicy, disgusting garbage. It's awful. I struggle to say anything nice about this film whatsoever. Literally the only thing that I can say positive about this film is some of the practical effects, some of the makeup and effects artists that worked on this film. I think they did a pretty good job. I think they did basically the best they could do. And looking at the film, it looks like they're the only ones who really tried. The actors and actresses in this film, I've never heard of any of them, and I believe I know why after watching this film, after seeing their work. It's absolutely awful. 0 redeeming qualities I see from the acting in this film. I believe that the director is the same guy who directed the Slender Man movie they had a couple of years back, if that tells you anything. The writing, the dialogue, it's so awful. It's not authentic at all in any shape, way, form, or fashion. It's just bad. So bad. I guess maybe I can say Don Shanks being a part of this, who you may know was Michael Myers in Halloween 5. He plays the fisherman in this one. Maybe I can give him some props just because he's, kind of horror royalty at this point. But I gotta say, this one's a big hunk of shit. If you haven't seen it, you know what? I was gonna say don't, but no. You need to see this film. You need to know that I'm not a hater. And anyone who's a subscriber here knows I don't just shit on these films for no reason. I'm very positive about some really bad horror films, to be honest with you. But this one is irredeemable garbage. If you don't want to watch it, I can't blame you, but I would suggest watching it just to see exactly how bad it is. So, of course, out of 3, it's coming in 3. There's 3 films. I wish I could put this one in 4th place. That's how bad this movie is. It's awful, dog shit. Watch at your own risk, all right? Moving on to number 2. And I'll just be honest with you, ranking these movies literally is just counting them backwards. Because at number 2, we have I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And I'll tell you, it's not as good as the first one. It is a case of a sequel not quite living up to the original. But I will say this, it's fun. And it's an enjoyable film. A lot of callbacks to the original. I like the new additions to the film with Brandy and Mekhi Phifer. Enjoyed them fine, no issue with that. Always liked Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. in these roles. So once again, no problem with that. I will say the only role that is annoying and just tragic would be Jack Black's character, but I think most people know about that. Unfortunately, anyone who pays attention in this film can probably figure out at least one of the two killers, because copying Scream the first time wasn't enough. They had to go in and double down literally in this one and have two killers. But if you couldn't figure out Will Benson, if you couldn't figure out that was Ben's son, Ben Willis, Will Benson, if you couldn't put two and two together on that one, I don't know what to tell you. I've often argued with people who talk about the Scream franchise and say the killers are predictable, when I have only ever been able to call one killer in the history of the franchise, that being Mickey, and that was just because he disappeared for 45 minutes. So it was a little bit obvious by that point. But you know, it's dead on. You know, I love a good whodunit, so that one kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you. But other than that, it's a pretty enjoyable film. It's not like a great movie or anything, but it's a fun time. I enjoy it, and I think it's a pretty decent follow-up to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And speaking of, that only leaves one more spot open, and of course, it's going to 1997's I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I'll go ahead and piss some book fans off here. Way better than the book, because they're damn near nothing alike. So of course this movie is, you know, and I made a joke earlier, and it does get a lot of, I guess, you know, kind of taking Scream, what it did, and running with it. But I think of all the Scream ripoffs, this one's probably the best. I'd say it outdoes Urban Legend and Valentine and all the others that kind of took that Scream formula and ran with it. And you know, even things like Halloween H2O. I mean, there was a point in time where you could look at any poster whatsoever for any horror movie in the late 90s, and guess what? The poster looks almost identical to the Scream poster. So yeah, you know, it was like Halloween in a lot of ways. A lot of people took it, saw the success behind it, saw there was a certain formula to it. Maybe they didn't get it quite right, but you know, that's bound to happen. You're going to have your copycats in any genre, anytime a film is successful and, you know, memorable. But as far as I Know What You Did Last Summer in particular goes, like I said, I think it did the best job of any of them. Kevin Williamson being involved as well, I'm sure that didn't hurt. I like the performances from everyone involved: Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, you know, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr. All did a very good job. I like Muse Watson, I believe is his name, who plays the fisherman. I like all the acting just fine in this one. This movie has one of the best chase scenes in horror history, when Sarah Michelle Gellar's character Helen Shivers is being chased by the fisherman. Absolutely love it. She's literally right there at the finish line. It kind of reminds me of, like, I've been playing a little Fall Guys lately on the PlayStation. So, you know, anyone who plays that game can't tell you how many times they've been right there at the finish line and they get eliminated. And it's infuriating. So yeah, you know, she's right there about to be at her freedom and in the big crowd, in the parade, and the fisherman gets her after this really long, intense chase scene between her and the fisherman. Fantastic stuff. Even the stuff people don't like about this film and give it hell for, like the "what are you waiting for?" Like, yeah, it's kind of corny and cheesy, but it's memorable. And I think that says something. Even when things are mocked, they're being mocked, 23 years later? So there's a testament to the staying power behind something that was even, you know, made fun of from this film. So I highly enjoyed this one. You know, if you haven't seen this film in particular, check it out. It's, you know, like I said, I know what there's been spoilers galore in this thing, but, you know, I'm talking about movies that are anywhere from 14 to 23 years old at this point. I think the grace period's up on spoiler alerts, personally. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. If I pissed anyone off, I apologize, but that's just kind of my mantra. So yeah, there you go, right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think this one was pretty easy, open and shut. Coming in at number 3, that big hunk of shit called I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 2, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And then, of course, number 1, the best in the franchise, the original, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for this ranking. Let me know what you all think down below in the comment section. Do you think I think I have a pretty solid ranking. I doubt there'll be a lot of disagreements with this one. I think that my opinion on this is kind of like universally agreed upon. Maybe there are some people that enjoyed the second one more than the first one. I see that as a possibility, depending on your taste. I don't think anybody's going to enjoy the third one more than anything in that franchise. I think I got that one in its correct spot. But let me know, definitely, down below. I love engaging in conversations when it comes to our opinions on this kind of stuff. So let me know what you think about my ranking. Leave your ranking down below in the comment section as well on the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. And yeah, leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking that little bell right next door to the subscription button. That way you'll be notified every time I go live or upload. And check down below in the description section where you'll see some links to follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, or even support my work on Patreon, because there's some pretty cool perks that come with supporting my work, like seeing this video early before the general public, like getting producer's credits in these videos. Just go check it out. It would mean a lot. And by the way, speaking of giving this video a like and subscribing and, all that shilling that we do, the subscription thing in particular, we are very close to that 1,000 subscriber milestone where we get a couple of perks unlocked here on the channel and be able to do some new things here. So definitely share us out. If you enjoy what you see here at Bloody Breakdown, share me out. Let's get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I would be forever grateful for that. So with that said, I'm Brandon from Bloody Breakdown. This has been another ranked video, and we'll catch you all next time.